This your boy ReggieBaybee on my kids, on folks them grabbing my kids, man. What's that word, YouTube, on folks them grabbing my kids, man? I need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn y'all post notifications on my kids, on photograph with my kids, folks. Now listen on my kids, folks. Y'all see that I got my wigs back in my head, right, y'all? I got my wigs back on photograph. I got my wigs back. I had to call my wig lady and tell her and explain the story and everything, what happened on my kids, folks. I got my wigs back on photograph. She had to make me some new wigs and all that on my kids, folks. I had to spend some money. I had to spend some bread to get this shit fixed on photograph. I had to get it back in my head on photograph. Now I see the comments like, man, just let it go, man. Just let it go. Listen on my kids, folks. You let that shit go on photograph. You let that shit. I'm not letting nothing go, folks. I'm going to keep on hanging on my kids, folks, to dear life, folks. On photograph, I'm going to keep on hanging to dear life on my kids, on my homie, folks. I'm not cutting nothing on photograph. But listen on my kids, folks. I forgot to tell y'all this situation on my kids, folks. I told y'all a little bit, but I was so mad and I was so heated that my hair was gone. And he snatched my wigs on my kids, folks, and got out of there on photograph. He bit me too, folks, on my dear homie. That's what I didn't tell y'all on my kids, folks. He bit me too, folks. So y'all telling me like, oh, man, hell no, that nigga beat your. No, he did not, folks. I really beat that man on photograph, man. I ain't gonna do too much cursing on my kids, but I really on photograph, really doing them on my kids, folks. He snatched my wigs. He slammed me one good time on my kids, folks. On my dear homie, he bit my finger on my kids, folks. That's what I forgot to tell y'all in the other video on my kids on photograph. He bit me, folks. What, I'm fighting a pit bull or something on my kids, folks? What's going on, G? The folks bit me on my. I was so mad. I forgot to tell y'all in the other. I was so mad. I was just so mad about my wigs, folks, because my shit was gone, folks. I'm walking around this motherfucker with a half a wig on photograph. No wigs on his head, a half a head on photograph. Do your homework on ReggieBaybee with a half a head. Oh, folks, no. You know what I'm saying on my kids, folks? But listen on folks' grade, man. The man, folks, I don't know what the hell he was on my kids, folks. I think he was just on some clout chasing ass shit. He couldn't fight, you know what I'm saying? He just was doing anything on my homie, folks. I guess he just didn't feel like I was finna do anything on my kids, folks. You know what I'm saying? Lame as hell on my kids, folks. Nigga do anything but clout on my kids, folks. But the man bit me, folks. I forgot to tell y'all on my kids, folks. I had to go to the doctor and everything on my kids, folks, to see if I wasn't affected or none of that, folks. The man real life bit me, folks. You see my shit? Man, that shit look crazy as hell on my kids, folks. On my dead homie, folks. That shit crazy, folks. But listen on my dead homie, folks. I got my wigs back in my head on my kids, folks. And I seen a lot of y'all comments. Y'all folks be talking crazy as hell on my kids, folks. Boy, ain't no way that man did nothing like that on me, on my kids, folks. That man can't fight, folks. He ain't do nothing on my kids. He didn't do nothing but snatch my wigs out on my kids on photograph. He snatched my wigs out, folks. That's all the man did on my kids. I'm literally, I really would have went more crazy on my kids, but I had to think. I'm like, man, I'm not finna go back to jail wilding out in goddamn Target parking lot on my kids, folks. I'm not finna be tweaking out with this man on my kids, folks. Hell no, folks. I'm finna get the hell on my kids. So I instantly get up out of there, grab my bags, and ran back to the crib with my kids on photograph, folks. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, the area that I stay in, folks, all the stores and everything around each other on my kids, literally, folks, everything that I stay, you know what I'm saying? Everything I stay around, motherfucker. This motherfucker nice as hell on my kids, folks. I stay around all these stores and all this on photograph. Like, I stay in a nice ass area on my kids, folks. I see my motherfucking area, man. Pool area and all that on my kids on photo. You know what I'm saying? But I wish I could show y'all and walk to all the stuff, but I ain't finna be doing that on my kids on photograph. I ain't finna be doing all that. But anyway, on my kids, folks, I got my wigs back in my head on my kids, folks. Folks snatched my wigs out my head on my kids, folks. Hey, listen on my homie, folks. Go sell them wigs on eBay, folks. Each one of them motherfuckers might cost some money on my kids on photograph. Matter of fact, I might buy them motherfuckers back on photograph. But like I said, man, motherfuckers just be doing anything for the clout of my kids, folks. But niggas just be doing shit on my kids because you mad because I met with somebody on photograph. You know what I'm saying? Fans are weird, folks. You know what I'm saying? You mad and all this extra ass shit on my kids, folks, on my dead homie. I instantly get on the bullshit on you on photograph. You record me. Pick up on photograph. You slime me type shit. I'm get on your brrr. He pull my wigs. He biting me all that on my kids. I'm still punching his ass out on my kids. He bite my finger real good on my kids, on my dead homie. He bit me real good, though. I ain't gonna lie. That motherfucker so swole. That motherfucker hurting everything on my homie, folks. We real life fighting the goddamn Target parking lot on my homie, but he didn't do nothing at all. All he did was pull my wigs out, folks. He pulled a bitch hard as hell on my kids, folks. Ah! On photograph. He slammed me and he bit my finger. But I'm punching his ass all in his face on my kids on phone and grave. But it is what it is on my kids, folks. I got my wigs back in my head, folks, on my dead homie, folks. On folks' grave, folks. I'm a convicted felon on photograph, so I can't walk around with no gun, nothing like that on my homie, folks. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is on my kids, folks. I guess I need security, folks, on photograph. But y'all like, comment, and subscribe on folks and grab my kids on my dead homie, man. Y'all already know what's going on phone now. But y'all, yeah, I'm just letting y'all know, man. I got my wigs back on photograph, folks. Snatched my wigs, bit my finger on photograph, man. Folks crazy, man. These folks crazy as hell on my kids, folks. I can't make this shit up on my dead homie, folks. But